So Liz, like we've covered, you're an extraordinary mentor who is talking to lead students all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that we really cover here that's actually a really fun activity that everybody gets to do is vision boarding.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about vision boarding, what you teach, just a quick synopsis so everybody's on the same page.
Yeah, vision boarding's great. I think you might have seen a video of me where I explain how vision boarding is one of my favorite topics. It's just a lot of fun, you know, and just to explain, there's a vision board, and there's a difference between just having a collage. So your vision board, it's an actual representation of your life and the things that you want to be, what you want to do, and what you want to have.
Yeah.
Right? We did talk about be, do, have. So all you're taking your be, do, have, and you're putting it into a visual.
Yeah.
Through pictures, through quotes, through everything, you know, through words, affirmations. So that's what a vision board is you're taking your be, do, have, and you're bringing it to life.
And making it emotional, right? So, you know, doing more of that. When you see it every day, you're inspired by your own cool vision and the things you're putting into your life. So that's
and you
really,
do want to
cool.
have it somewhere you can see it all the time.
Yeah,
You know, when I
that's
mentor these
huge.
students, I'm like, and they have their vision board, I ask them, where are you going to put it? Is it in your bathroom? Because you hopefully go there every morning to brush your teeth.
Right?
Or do you put it, you know, where you do your homework, or right above where you can see it, or above your bedstand? You know, whatever it is that you're going to walk in and see it in the morning and at night, and you don't have to stare at it every 5 minutes. Just simple, you know, as you're brushing your teeth, you're looking at it. And every time you look at your vision board, you're being more confident that that's actually going to be you one day, that you're actually going to accomplish that you're actually going to go to that concert one day, which I can share here in a little bit.
Yeah, tell us a story
So,
about that.
Yeah, and I guess on that note with the concert, you know, this vision board, I mean, I've done plenty. I usually try to revamp it every year because, I mean, at that point, you've hopefully accomplished a couple things on your vision board. Your interests might change, so it changes. And when I was in college, a lot of people probably don't care, but that's okay. But I love Justin Bieber, and that was on my vision board for the longest time. You know, I had a hoodie of him that I was gonna get as like merch
awesome.
and just tickets, and it was my best friend. It was our vision. You know, we were in elementary and middle school. We were like, we're gonna go see Justin Bieber one day, and graduated college. Now have our own job, so we have money to buy our tickets.
Yeah.
And that was our goal. So we bought tickets. Unfortunately, COVID happened, so tour was canceled. Had tickets to New York, but we didn't get discouraged. As soon as he launched his new tour, bought tickets.
You were there.
And we were like, you know what? Life is so short. We're just going to get floor tickets. So because of that cancellation and because we had the vision that we were going to make this happen no matter what, bought floor tickets, flew to Sacramento, had a great experience, just life-changing experience. It was amazing. Dream come true for the both of us because we just talked about it. We visualized it, and we had a goal, right?
Made it happen.
Your vision board's great. You can have these great pictures, but eventually, you know, as you learn and lead, you're going to set goals of what's on your vision board.
Yeah.
So that was the way that something that I had on my vision board did come to fruition.
That's awesome. I also have my own really cool vision board story. This is actually my fiance's vision board story because we both vision board, and it's such a helpful tool no matter how old you are. Like, we know like CEO professionals who still vision board. Obviously, we talked about how Oprah Winfrey is someone who vision boards, and that's not above any of us. So we're here vision boarding. Before my fiance proposed to me, he had this very ring on his. Yeah, you saw it. He had it on his vision board for the longest time. And it's amazing how it's literally the same thing. It's literally just, we saw it, we kept seeing it every day, and it just came into fruition. And it almost was like not a far reach, just like you were saying before. When you put things visually, our brains are wired because we're just, you know, we see our target, and that's kind of the way our brains work. We want to attain the thing we see. And we kind of just, I guess the word would be like manifest it, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's not even a far-fetched concept anymore to think about, oh yeah, that was the ring on the vision board. Of course it's on my finger now. Like, it just makes so much sense. And then,
that's the point of it, right? Your vision board is meant to motivate you, to inspire you, to guide you, and to just give you a sense of clarity of, okay, what's next? What's exciting? Because sometimes we can also get overwhelmed by all these things that we do want to accomplish, and we just look at our vision board and we just say, hey, I'm going to focus on this one thing, and then this one. It's like, okay. Then once you accomplish it, you take it off your vision board, and that gives you this sense of fulfillment of like, hey, you know, I am going somewhere. Because it would be really easy to just
Yeah.
not remember how far you have come and how far you're going. So
that's awesome. And I know, especially with our audience here, they're putting together their vision boards and really learning how it works. What are some just tips on how to organize a vision board and just really see, just let's start there. Like, how do you organize your vision board first?
I mean, big thing, like you said, it has to be organized, because then that's what's going to separate a vision board versus a collage. And a lot of people, they're like, oh, Elizabeth, can I do my vision board online? Can I put it as a background? And that's great, because usually you're on your phone all the time, so it's a good reminder. But what you don't want is that it's all just one big picture. You want to be able for your eyes to separate it and identify different areas. So what I recommend is putting in the center what matters the most to you, whether that's your faith, whether that's your family, whatever you want your eyes to kind of gravitate to first. And everything around is your different areas of your life. Kind of think about, what about, your academics or your relationships or your health, all those different things. That goes on your vision board your whole life. Eventually, you can create specific vision boards on your fitness or different things, but your vision board is everything. And, you can I recommend downloading pictures on Pinterest and cutting them, right? Just Googling. But first, you need to have what your vision is. And that's where your Be Do Have comes from. If I know that I want to be an entrepreneur or a doctor, I'm going to look up somebody in their scrubs, right? Or somebody in this networking event as a public speaker. Now I put that on my vision board, but I know what it is. So, we don't want a bunch of random pictures on a vision board that have no meaning. That's just a collage. That's just an aesthetic picture.
Right.
You want to have that meaning behind it, where it's like, that's who I want to be one day. Or, this is the concert that I want to go to. There's my artist. So everything has to be meaningful. So organized, meaningful, and just something that you're excited to look at. A lot of people do these cork boards. Some do like the science boards that we used to do for like science fairs. Some draw it. Some people are super talented and creative, and they'll draw their entire vision board. They'll paint it. I mean, it's up to you. It's whatever you can look at and be excited and motivated and inspired every single time.
That's awesome. Is there anything that comes to mind for you that would be really considered a non-example that can fall into that category? I know you've given some really, really good stuff on what great examples are, the direction you need to follow to make your vision board, but is there anything that comes to mind for you where it's just, that is really not something that belongs on your vision board?
It's funny because, as you go through this as a lead mentee, you go through Christian DeBay's video, or even then if you haven't seen it, pretty much talks about how this kid had a hot dog on their vision board. Maybe it's meaningful to you if you want to win in an eating contest, right? A hot dog eating contest. But if it has no meaning, if you can't explain why it's on your vision board, then it most likely probably doesn't belong on. Maybe you have this random bird. If you like it, it's like, well, that probably doesn't belong there, unless it has significance of a significant other or family member. Maybe passing away or something. That is meaning to you, because then you're thinking about who you want to be, maybe very loving, empathetic. So that's really your question. I can't think about specific things, but if you look at it, is it meaningful? Is it purposeful? Is there a reason why it's on it? If the answer is no, and it's because it looks cool, or I just saw it, probably doesn't belong on your vision board. So
absolutely. Thanks for filling that in. And now we can kind of talk about, I think, like what's on your vision board, what's on my vision board, and kind of just give some examples.
I'll just kind of zoom in here so you guys can get a quick glance at my vision board, and then I'll go into detail. It's just kind of, I know it's really small pictures. It makes sense to me, right? You look at everybody's vision boards. Some just have maybe 3 pictures, and that's fine. Some have a bunch of things, and that's fine. Doesn't matter. It's just a little bit of mine. As mentioned earlier, mine is organized in different areas of my life. So you'll notice here, I have my fitness, my nutrition. Down here are my finances. I have some goals to save money and just have a good relationship with money. Then I have different things like getting married. Your significant other had your ring on his vision board. I have mine as well. Up here I have faith and just ministry. Down here I just have family. Hopefully I want to have my own family one day, and some affirmations. So I do have really cool story on this one. I don't remember where I was going, but pretty much American Airlines was like, hey, we moved you to first class. Literally sat in the first chair on this plane.
What?
Never, I mean, I wouldn't be able to afford a
Right.
first class when I was in college. And it was just awesome. You know, it was once
Wow.
again a confidence booster of like, hey, this can be your vision one day. This can be your life.
Yeah.
So I kept it, and that's part of here. And yeah, you know, I have things on my bucket list like skydiving. On my do have one of my haves is to have an entire passport filled with stamps.
Wow.
Right?
Mhm.
So things I'm going to do is travel a lot.
Yeah.
Who I need to be is a planner and outgoing, curious, adventurous. So that's my vision board.
It's amazing.
What about yours?
And
I know yours is a little bigger than mine,
It's
so
a little bit bigger, and we're all over. I have a little bit different of a vision board. I have some really big images on here. I don't know if y'all can see this. I've coupled it kind of like Liz, where there's just certain sections of my vision board with different, rocks that I have, right? So we talked about the rocks, pebbles, and sand concept. I definitely try to put on my vision board to remember my big rocks all the time. So one of those is artistry. So I'm a musician, and something important to me is being able to prioritize my writing time, being able to prioritize studio time, and making sure that I have my finances in place to do that, and everything that kind of falls into being able to do that. And then I set goals, right? We're going to talk
Right.
smarter goals next course, but just set goals around that stuff. Again, faith is a big thing. And then also I'm getting married. So that is taking up a lot of my brain space right now. And I have a vision for my wedding, because you just would have a vision for your wedding. It's so close in the future that it's cool to be able to put on the vision board. And it's something that, vision boards are just things in the future. I guess I would also like your opinion on this, Liz. It can be very far it could be far in the future. It could be
Yeah.
closer, maybe in the next year. Those are things that are totally allowed to go on your vision board, no matter really what timeline we're talking about in the future.
yeah. And even then, this isn't meant to be something that overwhelms you. If it is, take a break. You can just
Yeah.
start off with, okay, well, what does a vision board look like for you here in the next 6 months or in the next year? If you're a senior, and you do want to go to college, it's probably having maybe some numbers of ACT, SAT scores that you want to see. Maybe have your dream colleges there. Maybe have your cap and gown from
Yeah.
graduating. If you don't want to go to college, well, what does that look like? Are there places that you want to travel? Go back to your B. Remember, your B is the now, your do is the next, and then your have is the future. So worst case scenario, if all you do is a vision board of your B's, you have all these characteristics and you can work on that now. You can have some next in there. But yeah, that's a great point to make, is it's your future. It doesn't have to be 10 years from now, 20, because it's going to change. And one thing that I recommend for everybody in the LEAD program is look at it. Look at it at the end of the year, look at it the next month, and kind of see what you've accomplished that you can take off or put on. For whatever reason, maybe you're really into plants. I know I had that transition coming to Nashville.
Right.
And I just love plants now. So I do all these things. And that's on my vision board now. It's these little plants that I one day want to have, or the aesthetic of my home.
Yeah.
So your vision is going to change. And I hope that everybody knows that. And it's not going to stay the same. So it's okay. It's okay if next year you're like, I don't know why I put that picture there. Just change it. Your vision is meant to change because you're evolving, you're growing. Your interests are changing, your network around you is changing, your friends. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man, thank you so much for sharing that with us. And these vision boards are just so cool.